Mark Mannis, Director of Instruction at the Golf Center at the Highlands, and today I want to talk to you about putting. Putting is a great subject because it's about 40% of our score on the golf course. I don't really see a lot of people practicing putting, frankly. Most people want to go out there, hit a 300-yard drive, but the truth is, if you really want to score at this game, learn to putt. Here's what's important. I want to narrow it down to these three items. Number one, the ball goes where the face is looking at impact. Now that sounds pretty obvious, but when we talk about the full swing, we're always talking about the path of the club as well as the face angle. Because once the ball's in the air, we start talking about curve on the ball. But this is the ball's on the ground. And in this case, wherever the face is looking is where the ball goes. I'll show you more about that in a second. Number two, we need to learn to control the speed of the ball. You can't read the break on a green if you don't know the speed of the putt you're about to hit. If you're going to hit it real hard, you're not going to play as much break as if you hit it real easy. So it's critical that we develop a style of putting that allows us to control the distance the ball goes. And lastly, you got to believe you're a good putter. I tell people this all the time. If you think you're a bad putter, I'm pretty sure you are one. But if you think you're a good putter, there's a chance you might be. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to give you a bird's eye view. I want you to take a look at this. These are short putts. I've only got this about 2 feet away. Putts that can be missed, but putts, if you get the putter face square, should go in the hole every time. Okay? Well, what does that mean, and how can I prove that something different might happen? Well, this is what I mean. You can also make a putting stroke that works in to out or out to in, right? Well, if I keep the putter face looking at the target and I make this very in to out motion, ball still goes at the target. And the same thing can be true about a putter face that's working the other direction, very out and across. Again, all I did was held the putter face square. So I hope you noticed that. All I did was keep the putter face square to my intended line. Now there's a problem with that in to out or out to in motion. It's going to make controlling the speed a little difficult, especially on a 30 or 40 footer. In reality, what I want is I want to understand that the face needs to be looking at my target when I hit the ball. I don't want to hit it with the face slightly open or slightly closed. If I do, I'm going to miss a lot of putts. What I do want is also to control the speed by way of a pendulum-like motion. I see a lot of putters who still want to pop the ball a little bit. That may have been fine a few years back when we putted on greens that were 8, 9, 9.5 on the Stimpmeter. 9.5, 10, 11 was considered pretty fast when I was in college. Today, 13, 14 is fast when we get out on the golf course. And you're playing on greens that are 10, 10.5, 11 at the Stimpmeter. You're putting downhill and you're used to popping the ball a little bit. Heaven help you. What we need is a pendulum-like motion. And what I mean by that is this: a pendulum swings tick-tock. No matter how long I make the pendulum, it's tick-tock. If I make it longer, it's the same time frame from here to impact. That's free swinging of the putter. So when I make a putt, if I hit this little 3-footer, my putting stroke is pendulum-like. It goes back and through about the same amount. I'm not hitting it. I'm not making what we call the daylight stroke. I don't get the putter just away from the ball and suddenly try to make it go forward. That's a daylight stroke. I got daylight between the ball and the putter. No, I'm making a swing, a very relaxed swinging motion. And that's what we want to develop in putting. If we do that, we start to control the distance the ball goes simply with swing. Some people look at me and say, well, there's no way using a pendulum-like motion I can hit a putt over 20 feet long. But the truth is I can hit one from one end of the green to the other with a pendulum-like motion. Now the pendulum's going to swing like this. It's fairly long, but that's the motion I'm going to make. And if you watch the tour players, that's what they're doing. I promise you, that's what they're doing. Lastly, you got to be confident. I get out of the cart right now and I can't wait to get the putter in my hand. I can tell you that 5 years ago I wasn't doing that. I had a bit of the yips, it was driving me crazy, and I didn't enjoy getting out of the cart to grab my putter. Today, I do. I've sorted out my putting stroke. I've got myself back into a nice pendulum-like motion. I've got a good idea where square putter face is. And by the way, I'm making a lot of putts. I had a round with 23 putts for 18 holes not long ago. And that wasn't because I chipped it close all day. I shot 67. I hit the ball pretty good. I putted the ball pretty good. You too can do that, but you've got to focus on the right things. Learn what a square putter face is. Learn how to make a nice pendulum-like motion. Be consistent with that so we can get the distance right. And lastly, believe you're a good putter. Take this to heart. I know it'll help you.